Hey everybody, welcome to some new Entropia content. Boy, did I have fun filming yesterday's episode. I hope everyone enjoyed watching it. Sorry about my extreme lag going with my software right now. I'm going to try uninstalling it and reinstalling it at some point today. This actually happened to me last time when I was using XSplit. I used it for a few months and it just kept getting slower and slower and slower to the point where I couldn't even fucking get it to run on my PC. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and it worked like brand new. So I'm figuring that's what I gotta do. It's just reaching the point where it's fucking lagging like crazy. Anyways, let's continue on with some Entropia stuff. I hope everyone can bear with the lag that I'm getting. Now I'm actually trying the new XSplit recording stuff. Oh, a guy just got a fucking Hall of Fame. Or not look like a global. Yeah, so fuck. This is like when you go to the casino and you come to the slot machine and the person next to you is like fucking hitting jackpots like every 2 seconds. And then meanwhile you play and you just fucking lose and lose and lose. Yeah, he put that, I put congrats and he said thank you. Hopefully Hall of Fame next. I'll put okay, good luck. Yeah, maybe he's hoping for my Hall of Fame next. Damn narcissist. Alright, let's begin a little bit of crafting. We'll get up to date. What was it? The second T in titty was good luck yesterday. So I'll give that another try. Now, if anyone's noticed, I cut back on the vaporizer for today. I was just getting too much fucking phlegm. I notice with my vaporizer, if I use it too much, it actually starts to make your lungs a bit uncomfortable. So what I do is I just stop using it for a few days. Sometimes even a few weeks or months, depending how my back is going. If my back pain gets to the point where I'm crippled and can't move again, well then fuck, then I have to start vaporizing. Let's see how long I can manage this time. To be honest, I'm already very sore, so I've been glancing over at the vaporizer, but I'm like, shit. Back is sore, lungs are sore. It's like I have to let one heal. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, I was just checking, like, how much more do I have to go on the crafting mission? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not on Toulan or Monria. There is no crafting mission. Now, someone can post in the chat. I've been wondering this. It's probably true. It's like, here, let me just type something here quick. He said, good luck to me. Oh. Yeah, now I totally forget what I was going to say. But if it's important, and I'm sure I'll remember. Now, the other main advantage I like to not using the vaporizer is I find it's a lot easier to articulate my words properly. I don't know if anyone notices that when they smoke cannabis. I looked it up online and it's not a very common thing. I just got a print. It's basically filters. Someone was asking me like what was the print that I started crafting with, and that it was actually the basic filters. I'll show you guys why. Before explosive projectiles came into the game and completely ruined everything in crafting, we used to have this thing called basic filters. And this print was the one that most people started off with because it only requires 1 Listeria and 1 oil. So you can see it's like one of the low end prints to begin with. See what it's selling for today. It says around 18 ped, but I highly doubt I can actually sell this print for that much. Normally what that means is someone has a basic filter print that they've already maxed out the quality rating, and then they sold it, and that's why it's sold for a higher rating. But the way Mindark has this markup system for blueprints is completely fucked. It doesn't actually show the price of what the print is worth. But I was thinking if I was Mindark and I wanted to fix this, instead of just bitching about it, it's like you notice when you go and you buy a gun or something, and it has a tier rate, and then when you go to the auction sale thing, it'll tell you like if it's at tier 1 it sells for this, and you can hit an arrow over, and it'll show at tier 2 it sells for this. So I was thinking that's what they should do for the blueprints. They should have a little arrow at the bottom, and it says for quality rating 1 it sells this. But I guess there's so many different quality ratings, there'd be a lot of arrows to hit over. So maybe do it like, yeah, that'd be a tough one to figure out, but maybe they could find a way to do it. Yeah, maybe just enough arrows, 1 for each quality rating. Wow, this guy's just fucking raking in it. Where did he get that time? Oh, ask him what print he's using. It must be explosive projectiles 2 or 3. I'm pretty sure he's not using the 1 because he'd be fucked. Ooh, explosive 4. Wow. Now my friend Beamer, he had recently just looted one of the explosive projectile 3 or 4 prints. He was looking to sell it, but then he died, so it's like, fuck, man. Such a shame. I know Beamer was really hoping to try that print out a lot. Man. Nah, still missing you, Beamer. I bet you it'll be like 10 years of me still playing the game and I'm still going to be thinking about him. Poor guy. I guess I shouldn't feel bad. He lived to his 90s, so it's not like he had a short life or anything. I don't know, he was just so, like, lively still. I couldn't believe that he would actually die before me. Like, I don't know, mentally, like, how far I've degraded, like, he was still sharper than me, and he was in his fucking 90s. Now, I feel really sad about the way he died. The last message I got from him, he was saying that, like, the people, I don't want to mention any names, that were put in charge looking after him, like, it was really sad. Like, his whole life, he was looking after his wife. And then when she died, he sold his house, and then he went to live with his family, or I think a roommate, like a new girl that he started, or not old lady, I should say a nice old lady, that he started dating, I guess around his age. So they started living together, and then I'm not sure what happened, if she got sick, or maybe they just broke up, but then he ended up going to stay with someone else. And then all those years that he was always helping people monitor their medications, making sure they were healthy, when it came time for people to look after him, no one did. So one of the last messages I got was the people that were looking after him weren't keeping track of his medications, and he ended up having to go into the hospital in like near a comatose state because of not getting his medications on time. So it made me really sad. I kind of wish that it was like me who could have went to the States and helped looked after him right when he needed the help, but then we had this whole situation where the borders are closed and they're letting like businesses and migrant workers just go over the border by the millions, but people that need to go over for life-saving surgery, they're told that they can't, but a guy who wants to go pick berries and make money, he can. So I was like, what the fuck kind of system is this? But I know everyone's like, we want to be safe. Well, it's like, god damn it, man. Earth is fucking dangerous as hell. It's never safe. I know this illusion that people have created that everything's safe around you, and that if anything dangerous exists, we have to get rid of it. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not how the world works. I don't know, I guess maybe decades and decades of like bubble wrapping everything. Our society has got to the point where we're trying to eliminate all risk, all negative emotions, anything that's like not good, which I don't really agree with, because really the universe is set up in a way of balance where there's good and bad, creation, destruction. If you try to go all one side, what happens? That was funny. I was watching Jackass videos on YouTube the other day. I was thinking, like, our society got so safe at one point that Jackass became popular, where people would just do really dangerous shit, harmful stuff to themselves and other people, and all for the excitement of not being safe all the time. Right, I'm gonna boost this back up because the tea and titty is not providing the milk today. Now I'll try the first tea and titty a little, and then maybe I'll go between the teas. That's my favorite position. So Sorry guys, my mind's just totally in the gutter. I swear to God I'm gonna get out and start dating again soon. I don't know if that's gonna help, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. No, I was thinking some funny stories about the lockdown. People hadn't been over to your place in a long time. It's like been like 6 months or something. They come in, they're like, holy shit, what happened to your house? I'm like, what? It's like, did a fucking woodpecker get in here? I'm like, no. It's like, well, why is there fucking holes in everything? It's like, swear to God, it wasn't me. That's what I was thinking. It's like maybe the sex doll industry is like exploding right now because of the lockdown. Like, if you would like to prevent all your furniture from having holes in it, just buy this. It's like you think dogs are chewing the furniture is bad? Wait till you get a very active man cooped up in a house for too long without any women around. Could just imagine what jails are like, right? Oh, yeah. The first tea and titty ain't really providing much either. I don't want to go crazy on the failures today. So let's try a little bit in between. Maybe the game will mix up and they'll be like, hey, I'm supposed to be giving globals to this guy using the explosive projectile print, and they'll give it to me instead. Alright, what other Entropian news is there? No more disgusting stories for today. Yeah, right. Right, some people were posting a whole bunch of stuff in the Facebook comments. I'm gonna try to remember what it was. I think one guy was posting that he came to Toulan, was getting really good Hall of Fames and stuff, but he didn't like it because when he went to resell the stuff, there was like no markup. Or, well, what was he saying too? That when you come to Toulan and you want to get like materials to make the prints or like vehicles, components, all that stuff, it's like there's no fucking, it's all missing. Like when I loot a whole bunch of the clothing blueprints, I can't get the materials to make the clothing. So not only are those prints useless, but it's like, why, like if I owned a planet, what I would do is make sure all the blueprints that I have released, you can actually make. Like why do you have blueprints that you can't get the ingredients for? It doesn't make any sense. Now the only thing I'm thinking is maybe some of the materials are available and they're just in mobs that no one hunts. So that's why we're never getting them on auction, so you can't build anything. Yeah, to finish that story with the Jackass videos. It was funny, like back in the 90s or whatever, everyone had already become sick of this like super safe society. So the most popular show on TV was doing dangerous stuff. Like really dangerous stuff. This one stunt I was watching, guess what the guy did? He decided to go skydiving without a parachute. I was like, this is what was acceptable in the 90s. And like here we're like, oh, we can't go outside because you might die. It's like here we have people fucking jumping out of planes with no parachute. That's how much our society has changed in just a decade, right? Now, and how this worked with jumping out of the plane without a parachute, they said, hey, we'll do an experiment and see if a skydiver can catch him in midair. If not, he dies. So I was like, this is what you're allowed to do in the 90s? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if you filmed that today, you would have police at your house. We've changed so much. So yeah, they filmed the whole stunt. The guy jumps out of the plane, he's like skydiving for, I don't know how long, free falling with no parachute, and then he collided with someone in the air, they caught him, and then you could see him trying to hook the parachute to him, and the guy's like, because he's like panicking, realizing that if he doesn't get the parachute on time, this guy's just gonna die, right? So you could see him like trying to hook it up. I was like, holy fuck, man. It's like people should really, like, I can see like why that video isn't so popular anymore, or the whole Jackass thing, is our society has changed. So I don't know, like, what's gonna happen in the future. Are we going to continue to go to the point where it's like, can't even own a pencil because you might stab yourself with it? Oh well. Now, what's the other Entropian news? Gotta stop getting sidetracked here. Now, I was thinking if I heard anything new about Never Die. Pretty sure I covered it before. That Doc and Never Die, a lot of the people in charge of Rocktropia have just abandoned it, and hopefully they're coming back. There's been some people that have been put in charge with helping out with the events while they've been gone. I'm hoping maybe it's just the whole Entropia movie thing. Like, I heard there's an Entropia movie. Could be just Mindark spreading or McCormick spreading rumors, bad things about Mindark. I'm pretty sure McCormick subscribed to my channel, or someone with just a similar name. So I'm really hoping he's planning on coming on the show. If he wants to come on and bash Mindark, I'll try to cut him a little slack and let him get his piece out, because I actually agree with a lot of the criticisms about Mindark. The only thing I disagree with McCormick on is that I still play the game because it's my favorite game. Like, I'm only critical of things that I really like. If something is I don't like, I won't even bother being critical. Be like, fuck that shit, I don't even like it. Oh yeah, we got another print. Basic structure. Basically shit. Now, I shouldn't complain, because really yesterday I fucking hit a jackpot. What was it, 7 ped in 1 click? Dear God, look how much this print normally gives. I don't know, I've soaked quite a bit of prints out of this terminal. What, 160 clicks in? Let's check. Alright, so we got 2 prints, both absolute shit. But I was kind of hoping for maybe 1 more good print before we leave this machine. I'll crank up the quality to the Q, like the extreme Q. Now, maybe I'll discuss a little bit of the other things about quitting cannabis, if anyone's, well, not quitting, but cutting back. I noticed, like, when these days, there was a guy that was on Joe Rogan's show who talked about quitting cannabis and all the benefits. Because most people, they always just talk about what's good about cannabis. It's like, yeah, I like a lot of the things with cannabis, but dear God, is there a lot of horrible side effects. I can't believe how many people go on and on about how there's no side effects. Like, really? It's like, how can you even say that? No, one of the weirdest things, like, I don't know, like, if you put it into Google, you can find out. Like, cannabis, when you do, like, high concentrations, like, extreme concentrations, to the point where you're, like, vaporizing fucking 90% THC concentrates and shit, eventually it throws off your body chemistry in, like, a whole bunch of different ways. One of the most awkward ways is body odor regulation. Turns out that ammonia, one of the most active chemicals in cannabis, is responsible for flushing your body out, right? Like, it's what piss is, right? Oh, welding wire blueprint, 73. That wasn't so bad. Kind of hoping for a recycle print, but I'll take it. Yeah, so normally when your body has to regulate all the ammonia through it, what it's doing is your body can only handle so much ammonia. So you can actually get ammonia overload. And then the body actually uses ammonia to, like, filter out everything. The catch with ammonia is that it's like a somewhat toxic, like a, what do they call it? Like an antibiotic sort of thing where it kills bacteria and shit. But the catch is that our body can process enough of it out that it's still safe. And that's why we piss ammonia. And the other reason too is that ammonia bonds to water. So when you want something to flush out your system that's full of water, you're going to need ammonia. So anyways, the ammonia effect with body odor is, like, at some point in our body, ammonia is also helping to regulate the growth of bacteria in, like, your armpits and stuff. So once you start flooding yourself with that ammonia, your body's like, hey, I don't need to make as much to kill that bacteria because it's already flooded with it, right? I'm just assuming, guessing. Like, this is my cannabis alchemy experiments just as an amateur. And then some confirmation by looking it up on Google. So anyways, once your body odor chemicals have started to lower because you consume mass amounts of ammonia, All of a sudden, when you stop taking the cannabis, guess what happens? All of a sudden your body is used to giving you less ammonia around your body odor regions, so then your body is no longer giving the adequate supply of ammonia that it needs to kill that same body odor. So until your body chemistry rebalances, if you're an extreme cannabis user, be prepared for severe BO. Like, I mean, like, you come out of the shower, you scrub your fucking pits, and then like 2 seconds after you dry, you fucking reek like people a block down the street could smell you. It's really fucked up if it's never happened to you before. Like, I notice a lot of people that are cannabis addicts haven't stopped smoking cannabis for decades at a time. Like, I know some of my friends, they haven't gone more than like 2 hours without getting high in like over 30 years. So it's like, holy shit, man, can you imagine their body chemistry? And what the funny thing is, I'll ask them, like, oh, have you noticed these side effects? And they're like, nope. But it's like, have you even tried quitting to notice them? I'd be like, yeah, I quit all the time. And it's like, when? When did you try quitting? Oh, all the time. So many times I can't even name one. Now, not to make fun of racism in a way, but I notice a lot of people in North America have started to do that. They're like, everyone is racist. Every day I go outside, everyone is racist to me. I'm like, really? Name one person who said something racist to you so I can go ask, why the hell are you being racist to this person? Silence. It's like, well, if everyone's being racist to you every day, how come you can't name a single racist? It's like, come on, people. Like, I know racism has been a bad issue in history, but in fucking North America, it went from extreme racist to almost non-existent. Why? Because everyone here is different races now. So it's like, why would you live in a place that's different races and be racist? Wouldn't you just move to somewhere where there's no other races? Not even that. Like, there's parts of North America where you can move to areas where there's like segregation, self-segregation. Pretty sure if you go to Utah, there's probably a lot of white people there, right? I've never been, so I'm just guessing, but... Now, I don't even really hate racism and the whole world situation, because I think in a way it's pushing us to realize that all the races can work together and that we are slightly different from each other, as much as we try to pretend we're all identical. See, I don't get it. It's like, it's sort of like the debate between the, what is it, the farmer and the person that works in the city, like the old biblical times debate. So like, is the shepherd more important than, say, the butcher? It's like people are always debating, well, the shepherd, he's just lazy. He stands around in the field all day. But is he actually fucking just as important as the butcher? It's like, or like musician versus a scientist. Who's more better? It's like, some people argue, oh, the musician is way more talented. And the other people, oh, the scientist is way more talented. See, we got to try to realize that we have different skills, different people. Everyone has different things that they're good at. Some are good at both. It's like, it's a big, wide variety of things. Why we're trying to group everything into one seems to fuck it up. Alright, let's go back to Entropia content. What the hell has been going on in Entropia? Oh yeah, fucking, I was watching some of the hunting events. That's what it was. I'm pretty sure Raven Jade was doing some hunting in the events. She was getting lots of globals. Pretty interesting stream if people want to check it out. I was thinking of going and checking out some of those events, but usually they go on forever. Oh yeah, and I was getting oil. Alright, I'm pretty sure... Was this terminal giving any good prints? No. So fuck this terminal. I'm gonna go check out the oil rig. I get sick of sitting around doing the same thing in a stream, because then I just start rambling and not playing Entropia. Or not talking Entropia enough. Now I wonder if racism is really running rampant in the world. Do we ever experience it in Entropia? Has any Entropians experienced racism? Alright, let's try flying there this time. I'm pretty sure I'm going to fly better. Not being completely hammered. I wonder, is this thing still going to be on fire? I don't understand where it got damaged from. I miss the days when I could grab the ship, pull its name aside, and then just click that icon to repair it. I don't know why Entropia ever removed that feature. Maybe if someone knows how to bring that feature back, like maybe it's somewhere in the settings I can just do it. Because how I used to do it, I would just drag the ship icon. But now when I click on the ship, it just moves the camera angle. It's really shitty. Now I should have guessed. I was always joking that Entropia was the game that I loved the most because it had the best controls. And any game wasn't even close. Entropia had vastly superior controls. But they fucking changed it to shit. I don't know, maybe a lot of people are like, hey, I like the new controls, but to me it's fucking worse than porcupine epidemic diarrhea. PED. The greatest name for a currency ever. Oh god. Now I'm wondering if maybe someone at Mindark hadn't heard of like the word pedophile before. It was like, if we name our currency PED, it has a nice ring to it. Yeah, did you see that story in the States? That fucking smoking hot, like, I don't know, was she like a beauty contest pageant or whatever teacher was fucking having interactions, I don't even think physical, just sharing pictures with a fucking student that they were like having a relationship or something, and then she got jail time out of it. I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Like here, that was like completely consensual, not to mention guys, that's like the ultimate dream come true. Like you could compare winning the fucking lottery, fucking having your own child, like having a relationship with the smoking hot teacher, that's like the apex of what every man strives to accomplish. And I can't believe that fucking she ended up getting goddamn jail time. So it reminds me of the whole Magi prophecy, how everything is going to be the opposite. It's like, could you ever imagine like 10 years ago that a kid getting to hook up with his fucking hot teacher would end up in a lawsuit? And against the teacher of all things. If anything, I would kind of spin it so it was probably the student's fault. Like, man, I'm pretty sure that guy knew what he was doing. Now, I guess they want to do the whole equality thing, where if the roles were reversed and it happened to a girl, it would be terrible. But we gotta admit, like, come on, guys, our society is not the same for men and women. If a man hooks up with a fucking hot chick like that that's older than them, it's an accomplishment, not a crime. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Sorry, but I'm not sorry. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Should a female teacher go to jail for hooking up with a fucking teenager or student? Like, who knows? Maybe this teenager was actually, like, really mature for his age. Like, some teenagers, like, men, they reach, like, sexual maturity by, like, 10 years old. So it's like, dear God, like, we really don't need to wait as long as women. We should change those rules. Right, what is going on? It's like I think I'm flying to the right location. It just looks so different. Must be because yesterday I took the wrong way to fly. Yeah, this looks like a good path. It's got a fucking road and everything. Now let's try to get some more Entropian news. Entropian news. Oh yeah, that was it. Entropia Zine. They shared a link in one of the chat. So today I'm going to try to fucking copy that over and add it to the show description. Appreciate that, Entropia Zine. But yeah, that was what I was going to ask Entropia Zine too. Is if they could do, or maybe they have already, is write an article about the Mankini ban in Sweden. And I was thinking maybe try to word it something like progressive liberals in Sweden ban fucking equal rights. Just so we could like sort of rub it in their face that they're always like trying to make everything equal, but then they didn't for us. And then what I'm planning to do is once I get that article from Entropia Z, I'll go to some of my connections in the media. Like, I don't know, connections in the media aren't really that hard to get. Like, people, oh, you have connections. Like, really, you just message them. It's not like it's that hard. So yeah, I'll fucking message Tim Pool or some of the other big media sources and get them to cover it. And then boom, once it's all over YouTube on some of the biggest social justice warrior platforms, once they start debating it, I don't know, it might not kick off the debate like it would for, like, say, a women's issue. Did I pick up my vehicle? I hope so. Yes. Just making sure I didn't leave it there. Yeah, so I'd like to do that. Maybe get Entropia some worldwide press. Even if it is negative press, they always say that press is better than no press. Alright, it's getting exciting. But before I get into the castle and see if we got some oil, we'll get a quick message from the sponsor. Ah, there we go. Come on, scene. Work, damn you. Today's show is brought to you by Crack. Crack. It'll fuck you up. Alright, thanks everybody. We're back. Isn't that funny? I was just gonna compliment myself saying that I fucking locked the desktop so that would never happen again, where the screen would switch and move like that. I think it must be because I updated to the new software and they have that option missing. Because damn, it's like I corrected it and it didn't even last more than 1 or 2 shows. It already fucked up again. Now I was laughing about the Google Home speaker. Has anyone run into like fucking horrible fucking issues with the Google Chrome? Like, I don't know, like, I'm assuming that at first when I got it, this is a Google product, it's probably going to work pretty good. Like, normally Google, you don't think of it as a piece of shit. Normally, when you get something from Google, it's usually good quality or at least half decent. So here's the issues I'm having with Chrome. We used it fine for years. Then I got a new modem, new Wi-Fi password. So guess what? It's time to change that. You think fucking Google will have some sort of options to fucking update the password for a device that connects to the internet, right? You'd think. But no. It's like technically they do have ways to update it, but dear God, is it ever a fucking nightmare? It's like I must have spent 2 weeks, 80 hours trying to fucking figure out how to change the fucking password. You go into mega forums, pages and pages of people trying to say like, why the fuck can't I update the fucking password for my Google Home? Like that little speaker thing. It just fucking won't. It's like half the times you even get into the app on your phone where it's supposed to be able to change it, it won't. Fucking son of a bitch. Alright, it looks like there is people here already collecting oil. Looks like the same guy from yesterday, maybe. It was nice. He brought over the mob to attack me. Now I'll take a quick spin around, see if he missed any of the oil. I won't hang out here too long. A, because the fucking mob's after me and I'll start killing me. But no, some people are asking what's the best way to get the oil from this rig? Because the fucking goddamn creature is always attacking you. Just talk to this guy, see how it's going. What other things of an Entropia? Yeah, I guess I'll answer that question I was just talking about. Seems like my short-term memory is improving a little. When the creature is attacking you, you can see that he's flying. So what I do is I just run around these ruins. But you can tell he's not going to be able to fucking maneuver these as good as I can because he's flying. And then once he gets stuck in some of the walls or something, then I can go collect oil without having him bug me. Usually what I do is I just get him attacking me and then I'll like hide here and refill my health. Because I got a roof, can't hit me. So once my health is back to full, then I go out and start collecting oil again. Now I was kind of hoping to get at least 1 barrel before I head out from here, just to see what the quantity is like. Maybe it's another few ped, or could be a low amount. Yeah, I was going to show everyone how much oil did I collect here so far. Yep, see, I'm already over 4 ped of oil, and I barely even spent any time here. So really, if you're going on an adventure to Toulan to do some exploring, and you want it to be a low-risk adventure, you could just swing by and pick up some oil. Try to mitigate some of the losses. Now, on the other one of the weirdest side effects I noticed from quitting cannabis is the insomnia. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that cannabis, when you smoke it, it drastically changes your body chemistry for how you dream, or your sleep processes as well. Like, I know I've argued with this about people, but it's pretty much well accepted. Like 99% of people agree with it. It's like when you smoke a lot of high potency cannabis concentrates, it'll suppress all your dreaming. So you actually don't reach the REM state anymore. And that's why you see a lot of cannabis users, they look really tired. It's because they're not sleeping properly. I know other people that are loving cannabis and everything about it will say, oh no, that's not true, that's not true, I still dream. But you're probably in chances in that case, you're talking to someone who's been a user for like 30 years, so without ever quitting. So they really don't even have like a baseline to compare. Like, they've forgotten what it used to be like to dream normally. It's like if someone becomes a raging alcoholic for 20 years, they kind of forget what it's like to just be sober, right? It's like sobriety becomes the altered state of consciousness. Yeah, so when you quit smoking cannabis and you've fucked up your body chemistry for sleeping, all of a sudden when you stop, your body's like, the chemical that used to be making you, like, I don't know what it would be doing. It would constantly be putting you to sleep. Weed, like, it always makes you tired, like you want to sleep. So your body's like, hey, I no longer need to produce the chemicals to tell my body to go to sleep because the cannabis is doing it for me. So then eventually the body gets so accustomed to never sending chemicals to sleep because your body is used to cannabis doing it. So once you take away the cannabis, you stop getting tired. And it's really fucked up. Like, I don't know if anyone's gone like maybe a year or two of high potency concentrates. Once you fucking switch to cold turkey, you'll be lucky if you can sleep in like 3 days. Like, I know, like, tonight, if I don't smoke anything or vaporize anything, I'll be up to like 4 in the morning and I'll be fucking wide awake. Like, seriously, like I could run a fucking marathon, or like lay down and like close my eyes, not fall asleep for fucking days. Yeah, but it's funny too, like once you actually do fall asleep, holy fuck. Because your body has had that chemical going that was suppressing the dreams, and then all of a sudden that chemical's gone. So your body's like, it's still in the mode where it doesn't need to send chemicals anymore to suppress your dreams, to regulate the sleep cycle. So then bam, all of a sudden you get like vivid dreams like you've never even imagined possible. For me, it's annoying as fuck because I'll lay down to go to sleep, and the second, like, I'll struggle and struggle and struggle, can't fall asleep. But the second I do fall asleep, boom, instantly into the dream state. It's no like in between state where you get to sleep and relax for a while and then you start dreaming. And the fucked up thing too is your dream will last right until you wake up, like the very second you wake up. So it's almost the most exhausting way you could ever sleep. Like, I know when I'm in that situation, I wake up, I first thing that comes to mind, I'm like, dear God, I wish I could not dream, just so I could rest. Because you don't really feel like you're resting when you're awake in the dream the whole time, right? It's like a lot of the dreams I have are very active, where I'll be like running around, doing stuff, working in a factory that I used to work in. I don't know why I dream that. It's fucking annoying as hell. It's like I dream that I'm back on the assembly line. So not to rip on cannabis a lot, but just to fucking give a little bit of perspective, and I'm not like one of those people that's all 100% for cannabis, saying it's the miracle cure that cures everything and has no side effects. The only thing I would tend to agree with the critics that are saying that I shouldn't be ripping on cannabis so much is that a lot of the side effects it causes are actually less than similar drugs. So in a way it is like the less evil out of all of the evils. So you could say it's not bad by calling it the less evil. I don't know, no signs of oil. So I'm assuming maybe that was true, what the guy was saying. Unless someone starts killing that bird, we're not going to see any oil come out. Or not bird, bat, or fucking whatever the hell that shit was. Yeah, another major advantage to kicking the cannabis for a few weeks is motivation to get shit done. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but when you smoke cannabis, it usually fucks you to the point where you don't want to do anything. You just want to sit around and vegetate. I noticed that's the main reason, well, I think it's the main reason, why you don't see like a lot of people that are active, like getting shit done, that smoke weed. It's because most cases, people that smoke weed just vegetate all day, can't get anything done. So it's like, if you're used to that sort of behavior and then you want to get shit done, quitting cannabis is actually amazing, because then all of a sudden you're used to that effect of being so lazy, wanting to do nothing all the time, that it rebounds. So all of a sudden you have all this energy to get shit done like you've never imagined before. Like I noticed, like when I don't smoke weed for like say 6 months, I'll eventually get into the state where I just go back to a level where I'm just like average lazy. But then when I smoke weed, I get really lazy. But then when I stop smoking weed, I get super energetic. Like I swear to God, after like a binge of smoking weed and then quitting, for that week of energy, I'll get more done in that week than I had like even years of being sober. It's just like that fucking boost of like, holy shit, I want to do everything now. You just start fucking making material, making podcasts, getting all your banking, all the cleaning around the house. You'll just be at fucking floods of energy to get shit done. So I guess critics were saying, hey, weed makes you fucking lazy. Well, the only thing I would argue is, well, yeah, it makes me lazy, but then when I quit it, I get fucking amazing energy. But then again, they're probably right. Like, you shouldn't be going through roller coasters in life of like super high, super low. I don't know, that's probably not healthy. Alright, I think on this little sobriety binge, I'm going to try to get some of my gravity well research completed too. I hooked up with some guests that are willing to come on the show to discuss it. And I don't know if I'm going to do that one first, or maybe Tommy Tellerico's presentation. I know everyone's been dying for me to do my response to Tommy. So I'm probably going to do that soon. I can't even believe that the president of a fucking video game company and me are having discussions about his product. It's kind of weird, because like I've always played Nintendo and Sony and Sega for years and years, and obviously never once would I ever consider having a conversation with the fucking president of Nintendo. I guess the television is a way smaller company, but still just a major video game company. Seems weird to interact with the president. No, Tommy's a super nice guy. He's actually my biggest hero in my whole life, so I'm gonna try to like be nice about it. The only issue I have is I'm very critical of people that I like, or anything that I like. So it's going to be a little bit of a roast. I'll try not to make it mean. I don't even have anything that much against the Intellivision. Oh yeah, that was the big announcement yesterday. Tommy finally had some good news about the Intellivision. I was thinking that was my main issue with Intellivision, the video game console, is that they didn't have any good news. Like every announcement they made, I was like, holy fuck, this is horrible news. Like saying that they were going to use a screen on the controller. I'm like, holy fuck, that's a horrible idea. I hate screens on controllers. Or when they say that you're going to use a cell phone as a controller, I'm like, fuck that. I hate using cell phones as controllers. No, but the good news that they finally had was they made a partnership and they got the licensing for Major League Baseball. Like, I don't know how much the licensing for Major League Baseball costs, but I'm pretty sure it's like fucking hundreds of millions of dollars. So I'm not sure how Tommy managed that one, if it's really true. Or maybe they cut him a deal because he's such a nice guy. I noticed, like, if I was to sell something to Tommy, I don't think I could actually charge him money. I'd be like, even though he's like fucking filthy rich, most of his family is like fucking super elite, wealthy fucking musicians. Like, what is his one uncle is like a band member from, I forget what, like, was it Aerosmith or something? So it's like his family is like fucking loaded like you wouldn't believe. I don't know if maybe he got into some of that money. Like, I know he was doing videos saying that he started from the bottom and worked his way up, which I found a little bit conflicting. Like, if your family's fucking filthy rich, it seems hard to believe that you really started from the bottom. But he does have a story about being homeless, living in California, so it's probably what it is. Like, I noticed a lot of rich people I met over the years didn't spoil their kids. They realized that if they just gave their kids a whole bunch of money, it would corrupt them. So I know a lot of rich kids that are actually not technically rich because it's their family that's rich and they don't give them the money. So maybe that's what happened with Tommy. I know there was a bunch of funny rumors that went around because Victor Lucas put Lucasfilm or Lucas something in the title of the Electronic Playground. So then everyone started assuming that he was related to LucasArts, like the billion-dollar company or whatever. But then they were trying to say no, that is actually no affiliation. Lucas just happens to be the same last name. Yeah, I was working with an artist too, and she was having a rough time getting going. Like, people wouldn't support her work or donate to her Patreon. And I was thinking, because her name was a little bit fucked. Like, I guess I shouldn't name the studio, but anyways, she named her art after like the exact name of a really wealthy studio. So I was like, yo, like, I know when I first started seeing her art, I thought she was associated with the studio because they had the same name. I was like, well, really? Should I be donating money to a fucking billion-dollar studio or trying to support them? So I was like, no, I'll try to support local, like, less wealthy artists. And then I found out that she was actually not really wealthy either, and it was just a similar name. So I kind of felt bad after. I was like, shit. So I bought some of her products and stuff. We ended up having super big arguments, and it was because I was cranky about something. I tried apologizing to her after, and she wouldn't accept the apology, so we're not really friends anymore. Her family's pretty cool, though. I still talk to her brother. Now, I try not to burn bridges throughout life, so a lot of times when I fuck shit up, I'll try to apologize. But apologizing doesn't always work. A lot of people are, well, not a lot, but some people get caught up in like grudges, and they'll never forgive someone. I don't know, I try not to live like that because I know I've seen so many people in my family fight like that I try to avoid doing what they do. Mission terminal, eh? I was just gonna ask, was there a mission around here? No. It's like, would you like to hunt something? Dear God, no. It's like, what do I look like? Someone who wants to lose pet? Alright, well, that trip to the oil rig sucked, but at least I got to say hi to a few people. Let's try some crafting in here. Alright, so Entropia Zine, I'm going to try to put that in the description below. And if anyone else has Entropia related content that they want to add to the show description, just put a shout out in the chat like Entropia Zine did. Now, I'd just like to say too that I'm aware that I have a hater that's fucking hating all the videos that I make. And I think it could just be related to some arguments on Facebook that I've been having with people, but I'll try to get to the bottom of it. Which is kind of weird, like, how many YouTubers actually care if someone's, like, fucking hating on their material? But I figure I'm a pretty small channel, and the amount of people that I got watching is a very small community. So I'm kind of surprised that this much hate has already came out. Like, I was thinking, like, holy, if you hate someone's video, wouldn't you just not watch it? Why would you log in every day and dislike their video channel? It's almost like a spiteful attack, like someone's trying to get my channel shut down. So I'm not really going to try to get too upset over it and get all crazy. Basically what I'm doing is using the video analytics to look at where all the people are that are subscribed watching my video. So that way I can narrow it down a little bit to where these dislikes are coming from, their actual physical location. So I don't know if anyone's like disliking videos and like taunting people online. Just be aware that video creators actually get the fucking information about where you're from. So it's like, you better watch it. It's like, it's not like this I can't even say that word. It's not like you're going to have privacy and people aren't going to be able to find out that you're a fucking prick. And who you are and where you live. Now I was thinking the person that's hating my videos knows me personally because they're not putting anything in the chat. Because if they put something in the chat, boom, I would know exactly who they were, right? No, and really, I don't like to get involved in fights to be that mean about it, but I do like the motivational aspect of arguing with people. It's like when I get someone who's like really out to get me, it like fucking drives me to fucking outdo them even more. So I don't want to be mean to this person. Like the person who's disliking being mean to me, I appreciate it completely. Like I always looked at bullies when I was growing up as like personal trainers that are working for free to help motivate you. It's like that's what a bully is, really. It's like who else is gonna fucking drive you like that and like be on your ass all the time? It'd be kind of like if a personal trainer was like whipping you on a treadmill. That's basically what a bully is. He's like, hey man, you're a fucking piece of shit. I'm better than you. It's like, oh yeah? I'll prove you wrong. Yeah, so big shout out to the person who's disliking my videos. And if it just happens to be a fucking bad vaporizer hoot you got, I can relate. I fucking vaporized some nasty shit in my time too. I would definitely give it a dislike. Now I was thinking too, maybe I'll use these dislikes to thrive my fucking motivation for my fucking weight loss series to this video. Like as soon as I get the technology or the electronics to like post my weight loss results, that'll fucking drive them right to drink. Like, hey man, look at how much I'm improving myself. Doesn't that drive you crazy? I shouldn't be so mean like that, but really. When someone's mean to you, you kind of try to transmute it into something positive. There is a way to do it. I was thinking when I can get Yoshi on the show. She commented on my fucking Facebook stuff the other day and I forgot to ask. Maybe when I'm finished recording today, I'll send Yoshi a message. Get her on because she runs a mothership and there's been a lot of different disagreements with people on the motherships over the years. So maybe I'll get some of the juicy details on that and see if I can help resolve any of it. Now, when I was doing my podcast, I wanted to get into helping resolve world issues, like getting people from different warring areas to come on to the show and discuss what they hate each other about. But I never reached that point of success, so maybe I could work my way up to it a little bit, mitigating some of the Entropia conflicts. Now, I find the best way to mitigate some sort of conflict like that is to get some sort of understanding and relation between the two, somewhere where they have common ground, and then work from there. Not that I'm an expert mediator or anything, but no, even just the family conflicts that I've gone through over the years, I haven't been great at mediating those, so don't anyone actually count on me pulling this off. No, and some people like naturally are like programmed by the creator just to be like fucking negative and always creating conflicts. It's part of the balance, creation, destruction. So I don't even really try to hate on haters too much. They're just doing their part of the universe. That's why I was debating someone. They're like saying capital punishment. We should just take anyone who's a criminal and kill them all. I was like, you do realize that the universe will just balance it out again. Some of the people that were good will convert to becoming criminals to fill the gap in the universe where they used to exist. So really, you can't kill all the criminals. No, it's the whole, like, the principle of electricity. I don't know if anyone knows about electricity and how it works. Electricity always follows the path of least resistance. So when you build a circuit and you want electricity to go one way and not the other, you put a resistor to create a bit of resistance. So then the electricity will say, hey, instead of going that way, I'll choose the other way. So that's how you control which way you want the electricity to flow. It's resistance. And it's not just electricity that does that. Animals do it in nature too. When a hunter wants to set a trap, do you ever wonder how he can set it in the woods and still catch animals? Like, wouldn't the animals just like walk around the traps? And it turns out animals do the same thing as electricity, where they always follow the path of least resistance. So when a hunter wants to put a trap, he doesn't have to put the trap everywhere in the woods. He just puts it on the trail where the animals walk. And the animals have no choice. They always follow the path of least resistance. So they'll follow the path, go right into the trap. And hunters realize this and like, holy shit, we don't have to trap the whole woods, just to pass. Or wherever the animals are most likely going. And it's really scary. It's like when they show traps to catch squirrels. Squirrels are so oblivious to other squirrels that got caught in the trap that they'll literally put a trap, squirrel walk in, get stuck in the trap. The next squirrel will come, see the squirrel caught in the trap, still go in. Next squirrel goes in. It's like you have fucking a whole trap full of fucking squirrels. They'll never learn to stop following the path. It's part of the nature thing, right? Everything's taking the path of least resistance. So I noticed that like in the universe and the world and everywhere around us, we create all these paths with least resistance, and then we're surprised when things take them. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? It's all of nature. They take the path of least resistance. It's like when you hire a politician, you're like, oh, see this path of least resistance of corruption that will get you rich? Don't take it, but here's the job. And we're like, oh, we're so surprised you took the path of least resistance. Alright, this crafting run is going to be a little bit different results than the Monria one. I just realized, because Monria I didn't run the crafting right to the end. I stopped part way once the mission was completed. So maybe I'll have more losses than the 3 ped to counteract. And that big fucking 7 pedder won't cover it. We'll see. Let's see, I've got 117 clicks at this terminal. Have they given me even one blueprint? No. So I say, fuck you, terminal. Or before I say fuck it, let's get between the titties. Try our luck there. Ooh, 3 pack? Alright, so what's some of the other stuff I'll have going in next episode? I think today I'm going to finish up crafting, or maybe yeah, we're almost out of time, so we won't have time to finish the crafting run. Tomorrow what I'll do is I'll finish up the crafting run. Maybe I'll swing by the oil rig, see if I can get a bit more. And, oh yeah, today what I'll do too. This fucking shit ain't giving me anything. I'm just gonna try the second tee. Oh man, see that? Reaching over for the vaporizer is like a fucking instinct. I gotta break that. Now quitting weed or cutting back is very similar to like weight loss. It's like usually only the first couple days are a fucking nightmare. Then after that, it's like clear sailing. I noticed like for a lot of diet routines, people like gradually cut back and work their way to like a good weight, good amount of eating. But I'll show you like in my Entropia weight loss program, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Like how I usually do weight loss is very different to how other people do it, I noticed. Like, you know, if you're scared of roller coasters and you want to get used to going on roller coasters, there's really 2 approaches. You can start going on smaller roller coasters, like tiny hills, sort of kiddie ones, and then work your way up to the more adult rides where they're big hills and bigger loops and stuff. Or you could do it the reverse way, and when you're scared, go on the fucking hardest ride first, like the most scary ride imaginable. And then after you've been on that, every other ride will seem easier, like a kiddie's ride in comparison. So that's basically the approach that I go with. No, I'm like the kind of person, it's like when you peel a band-aid off, do you really want to peel it off slow? Or would you rather rip it off fast and get it over with, right? Alright, there's no teleporter here, so I'm going to have to fly. Or no, I'll just check the auction. Now I was thinking to the end of the video, I'm going to check the auction. Yeah, so when it comes to weight loss, most people are like, hey, like a roller coaster, I'm going to take this slow and try to like fucking make it less painful by going slow. But I was like, geez, like pulling a band-aid off, going slow is not actually less painful, right? So I realized this when it came to weight loss, is my stomach usually expands a lot when I overeat, to the point where I could fucking eat huge meals and barely feel full at all, because my fucking stomach is stretched. And a lot of people are like, hey, you could go and get a surgery, what is it, gastric bypass. They use an elastic to fucking shrink your stomach so you can start feeling full when you eat small meals. Well, I found a cheaper, like, poor man's solution to that. It's one of the catches is like, say you do a water fast and you only take vitamins and drink water for a couple days. Even after 1 day, my stomach will shrink so dramatically that I swear, like eating one egg, I can barely finish it. So it's like, that is like a really fucking roller coaster approach. Like going on the hardest ride first, just fucking cold turkey, like cut yourself off from eating solid foods for a day or two. I don't know, if you're like diabetic and shit, that's probably not going to be an option. So definitely consult your doctors before you'd ever try something like that. And it's not really advice I'm giving, it's more of just guidance of what I tried and telling you my experience with it. Yeah, so what happened was, I'm going to check all items. There's not even a lot here. Yeah, so what I noticed is when I do that day or two of not eating, and then fucking switch back after, I'm like, okay, now I can go back to eating. I went 2 days without it. All of a sudden, my fucking stomach has shrank like you won't believe. Not like actual beer belly shrank, but just how much food I can fit in it. And man, is that ever like a cheating method? Like, once those days have passed and all of a sudden your stomach has shrank that much, it's like you could eat half a sandwich and be, holy fuck, I'm so full I can't take another bite. And that's like a huge advantage when you're trying to lose weight, right? It's like, I don't know, like, what would you rather, gastric bypass surgery or just fucking tough it out for a day or two, right? I don't know if everyone's experienced that, like when you water fast, or if anyone's tried water fasting, does your stomach shrink that fast too? Like, I was kind of shocked. I was expecting that your stomach would take at least a week or two to shrink of fasting. I didn't think it was just a 1 day thing. Maybe my stomach's just got issues. I have had tumors in my stomach when I was a kid. Almost died from them. So my stomach ain't exactly peachy. Alright, so that's what I got for Entropia. There wasn't a whole lot of blueprints on the auction. Maybe tomorrow, maybe viewers, if you guys want, post in the comments if you want me to stay on Toulan and try some more crafting, or if you want me to move on to the next thing. I'm pretty sure the next thing I'm planning is going back to Calypso. I don't think I'm going to put much stuff for sale in the auction, because the last time it fucking tanked. But what I will do is maybe try to get some more sweat, hook up with some players around Boring Ass, maybe show you guys where the best sweating is on Calypso for teams and hunting. Yeah, so that sounds like a bit of a plan. Unless someone in the chat has a really exciting idea of something they want me to do next, like maybe healing them while they hunt, that'd be kind of cool. I have been doing healing for quite a few years for Beamer, and I haven't done it in a while. And I am willing to heal just for decay, so you don't have to give me any money to be your healer. You don't have to give me a share of the loot, even though Beamer would. And you don't. The only thing I really require is help repairing the tool, because if I can't fucking, if the healing tool breaks, then I'll be fucked, right? So I don't really have a lot of money to invest into constantly repairing the healing tool, because it'll fucking kill my fucking crafting payroll. So anyways, yeah, if anyone wants to do that. Yeah, big shout out to Sean Hatton from the Cybertronic Spree. If anyone wants to check out his Transformers cover band, it's really fucking sick. Every time I get down in the dumps, I put on Sean's music and it always helps cheer me up. They got this one story, or not story, song about the eye of the storm. About this guy who's like fucking going through hell. His life is like a hurricane. And he's like, man, I'm fucking riding the eye of the storm. It's like, he won't fucking give in to fucking negative thinking. Right, thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. If you want to check the more info button, once you hit that, it'll open up a whole bunch of the other information I got. Not only will it have the link to Entropia Zine, I'll try to have the link to the music from Jake. Maybe I'll try to add Sean Hatton's link in there so you guys can check out the Cybertronic Spree music. Fucking kicks ass. Man, seeing their band live is like one of the best concerts I've ever seen. Yeah, Sean's a really good guy. It's like we don't always agree on the different migration issues around the world, but overall it's like he's still one of my biggest heroes. Big shout out to Sean. Yeah, I hope he's doing well. I noticed the world events and all the racism is causing a lot of issues for people that are minorities around, so I'm hoping like maybe we'll see this all resolved within the future and near future. Maybe we'll reach the Star Trek fucking age where everything's paradise. Well, the Gene Roddenberry Star Trek, not the new modern Star Trek where they made it a fucking hellhole. Not anything against the new Star Trek, but I wanted to say see 7 of 9 naked at the end of the Picard show. I did not want to see Picard naked. As much as everyone did, it's like, there, you had your naked Picard, but can we please see 7 of 9 more? Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. What else was there? Oh yeah, something that gets in your vaporizer. If you happen to be getting your driveway done, and they fucking rip out all the asphalt, some of the asphalt flew into your fucking vaporizer and you vaporize that shit, then give it a dislike. Because I'm pretty sure asphalt is highly toxic to vaporize and you should never do that. Almost as bad as you should never buy the products from my sponsor. I guarantee it will ruin your life. Bye for now. Catch you later. If anyone had a great life on crack, then I'm sorry. I was wrong. Come on, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. I noticed all my viewers have a very low subscribe ratio. Come on. And if you can watch the videos, just let it play, the playlist. Let it play all day. I'll love you forever.